Hey everybody, it's Queen of Light 1111 and welcome to my YouTube channel for this midweek energy check-in. So we're going to be looking at all of the energies in this particular reading. We're going to look at masculine, feminine, and the external energy, okay? So we're going to check everything out here in this reading on this channel. I'll be doing a different reading on the King of Shadows 1111 YouTube channel. If you guys want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. Let's start with masculine and feminine's energies and their bottom of the deck. So their first card here is the Ace of Cups. So it's come out in the position of time for reflection. So it does feel like masculine and feminine are very much in this energy of self-care, self-love. Okay, they're reflecting on their own particular journey. Feminine specifically is looking at her own reciprocity, her own balance, just her own energy as far as what she's getting, what she's not getting, what has been equal. From this masculine King of Pentacles, it's also the Devil card, right? So this is very much this energy of, she's working hard at her own 3D reality, in her own queendom, in her own environment. So I do feel like in her energy towards masculine, she's reflecting how much was equal, how much was reciprocal, what was the balance between us, if any at all. And she's learning very, very big lessons right now about how to honor herself, how to tune into her intuition and not repress anymore, okay? Not repress her intuition or second guess. For masculine, this time of reflection has everything to do with him taking leadership, taking his power back from anywhere that he was feeling repressed, anywhere that he felt unworthy, anywhere where he was stuck in the underworld in a karmic lesson. So it just feels like both masculine and feminine are really doing a self-check, right? They're looking at themselves with this Six of Pentacles and this King of Wands energy. I'm going to keep these out because we're going to look at one energy at a time. So this time for reflection energy has come out, right? So what is the energy for, where do I want to put this? I think I want to put this here. Okay, so what is the energy that Divine Feminine is holding as she reflects? So we have the Six of Cups. Okay, she's in this energy where she does feel that masculine was a comforting connection, was a soul connection, and that there is a desire to take a leap of faith. But the thing is, things are stuck. When she goes in and assesses and looks at, what was balanced and what wasn't, she is seeing that, there were things that were not balanced about their connection. There's this energy where masculine was not building with her. Maybe she was not being realistic about, what masculine can and cannot deliver. Maybe she had this energy that she was tapped into on potential, but in reality, masculine is not able to meet those needs or those demands at that time. So when feminine is in this energy of reflection, she's reflecting on this soul connection. She's reflecting on wanting to take a leap of faith forward and having a new cycle, but she's very realistic this time about why things are stuck. As masculine is reflecting, he's seeing that he's been very, very dishonest with himself, that he's stayed in connections for the wrong reasons. He's afraid to commit to feminine. He's faking happiness, and that he's in limbo. There's this energy here where he's very much in observance of those energies. There's also the energy here where he is feeling very, very restless. He feels like he's stuck. And there's this Empress. He sees his Divine Feminine as this goddess of love, as someone who's graceful, who's beautiful, who's love embodiment, someone who's magnetic, abundant, someone he's very, very attracted to, and someone who also he was afraid to commit to. But the thing is, he's been dishonest with himself. He's been dishonest with his feminine. And he's very much observing this in this time of reflection. The next bottom of the deck, we have integrity. Does this situation align with your values? This is exactly what is going on in this connection, as I've already channeled. So for Divine Feminine, right, it's this energy of, does masculine bring balance and equality? Does he align with my morals and values? Divine Masculine's in this energy of, you know, is my arrogance in alignment with my higher self? Am I standing in my truth? Am I standing in my power? Am I in alignment? So there is a great deal of work that is happening around this situation and this connection, and if they are in alignment. So for feminine, it's like you can expect the apology you want to hear from the King of Pentacles, which is what we have at the bottom of the deck, the King of Earth. So it does feel like Divine Masculine is very much in this energy of preparing to come into his power, and Spirit is saying to feminine, you can expect the apology you want to hear from this King of Pentacles, because things are changing. There is an expansion happening. There is a shift occurring. There is growth occurring. For masculine, wait, the time's not right. Why? Because he's not quite in the King of Wands energy. So Spirit's saying, yeah, you're going to get the apology, but the time is not right yet. He's still in this energy of procrastination, chaos, and some illusion about a new beginning. He desires it too, but right now, you're not quite in alignment. Feminine's like, yeah, you know, the apology will come when the apology will come, but I'm not counting on it. And masculine's like, I'm working on it. Next set of cards we have here is the Phantom Lover Fantasy. They're both each other's fantasy. Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine both feel like in their dreams they are still lovers. There is this balance. There is this goal that Divine Feminine has, and for masculine, he has this energy of knowing that he wants feminine, but there's work that needs to be done. So what's the energy for Divine Feminine around that? Well, key to my heart. He will always have the key to Divine Feminine's heart. Wheel of Fortune, Emperor. But he needs to come forward and shift and change and align with his destiny as the Emperor. Otherwise, she's not handing over the key to anyone. So feminine's energy is, look at, we have the Emperor and the Empress on the table. They both see each other as divine counterparts. He has the key to her heart. But he must shift and change. Karmics must fly off the wheel if he is to really have the key, and you cannot make this up. Look at this. Here's the key. Masculine's energy towards feminine. This connection has the potential for love, for union, for marriage. Here's the key. Yes, I have the key. You have the key too to my heart, Divine Feminine. This love has all the potential in the world for union, for stability, for a solid foundation, for joy, for celebration. There's so much here in this connection that masculine is feeling, and he wants to solution this connection. The next bottom of the deck we have for masculine and feminine is pride. There's some sort of satisfaction that is occurring around this balance, some sort of satisfaction and victory that is occurring around masculine doing his work. What does that have to do with? Well, for Divine Feminine, perhaps at one time she was desperate to hold on. She felt out of control. There was a need for masculine. There's a need for union. She's cut through that energy. She's taken this sword and cut that frantic cord. And she's ready for a new cycle. She's ready to spring into action. She's ready for a new beginning. She's no longer frantic and desperate and holding on to union. What about masculine? There's this joy and happiness and contentment that has ended. Excuse me. And it has to do a lot with his pride. Masculine's energy towards his feminine is, she was joy. She brightened my day. She made me happy, but I ghosted her. I ended this union, diamond ring. I ended this promise. I ended, the intentions that I had. I stated to her that I wanted all these things, and he still ended it. And he's starting to see that what he's done. Bottom of the deck here, we have cowardly. Masculine was not able to give in balance or in any sort of reciprocity because he was stuck in the underworld. And he didn't have his courage and he didn't have his power because he was stuck there. So what's the energy here? What is feminine feeling? Unlovable. Masculine standing in his cowardly energy made divine feminine feel unlovable, but she's moving on from that energy, right? She's cut those cords of desperation and being frantic and in need. And now she's like, you know what? I am the leading lady of my life. I am lovable because guess what? I've had the time to reflect and love myself. I am full. I am complete. I am the leading lady. I deserve to be chosen. I'm choosing myself. For masculine, misguided. You know, there's this energy of, you know, I was a coward. I was fearful because I was in the dark. I was in the shadows, and I'm walking away from that now. I'm walking away from that. I was just trying to be in harmony and collaborate with other people because I was being a coward. And now I'm walking away from that. I'm walking away from just, you know, trying to keep the peace with other people. Bottom of the deck, Observer. We already saw this card with the Page of Swords here, where Divine Masculine is restless and he is observing. And he's restless for his feminine. For Divine Feminine, yeah, she's already observing herself. She's observing the balance, the reciprocity. He's observing his power and his leadership. So for feminine, guess what? Guide. Where do we get? He's walking away from being misguided, and that's because divine feminine is no longer going to guide him. She's guiding herself, and in her own transformation, in her own guidance and movement towards her journey in herself and her own union, she is creating abundance. She is creating this energy where she will harvest her union. She's moved on from this energy of constantly trying to guide. If masculine's not picking up a popcorn trail, she's not going to leave any more popcorn. So she's like, you know what? It's a culmination of my effort. There's a completion. I am seeking my inner guide. I am seeking my higher self. I am aligning with those energies. I'm aligning with the universe. And if you have been misguided in the past and you haven't been picking up the popcorn trail, then I can't help you. I can't help you. But he is walking away from this misguidance, right? We saw that. The both are observing themselves. They are reflecting. And so Divine Feminine's like, you know what? It's time for me to focus on my own needs. It's time for me to harvest my own knowledge. It's time for me to move on. And so for Divine Masculine, what is he observing? He's very nostalgic. He's thinking about what he wishes for, what he hopes for. He hopes for his feminine. Hermit card, Page of Pentacles. He's very much in this energy where he's very conscientious about what he's done. He's observing. He's observing the information that he's getting from the universe. He's observing his alignment. He's observing his cleansing. There's a lot of nostalgia here. He's reminiscing about his Divine Feminine and the times that they've spent together. He's analyzing their moments together. And he's being very critical of himself. But he knows he also needs to take responsibility for what he's done and hasn't done. Last card, bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups, Joy. Well, that's the only union feminine wants. One that's reciprocal. One that they're both working at. For masculine, the 10 of Cups is what he wants to move towards. What he wants to work hard for. So, let's take a look at the energies. We have here the 5 of Keys. The union's shut out. They're stuck in that separation because there's no communication. We're not moving forward. And feminine's like, you know what? I'm not chasing anybody. I'm not going to chase anyone. For masculine, Temperance. There's this energy of pause and patience, and it's all about divine timing. He's stuck in his head. He's trying to stabilize. He's trying to anchor himself. So this union at this time, both desire it. But masculine's got to come forward. He's got to solution the connection. He's got to get out of this restless energy and actually start taking some action. He understands that, yes, this love has potential, but he's got to get in his power to communicate, to stabilize, to make the offer of union. Okay? And we're going to channel the karmic energies next. We will. But just hold on. In the masculine, in the King of Shadows reading, I'm going to do action, potential action that masculine may take, okay, towards feminine and karmic. So let's take a look at where is this connection potentially headed. We have clinging. So the connection has been in an energy where one or both partners have had unhealthy attachments. Maybe someone was trying to rescue someone. Well, we saw that divine feminine is no longer leaving a popcorn trail. She's no longer going to caretake. So where is this connection headed? Coming clean. Masculine's going to come forward, straighten out things. His conscience is bothering him. He's gotten caught many times by divine feminine. So there is a confession coming, and there is a purging of any self-sabotage. There's a clearing and a purging. There are changes that are happening. A total transformation and an awakening is occurring. So it does feel like masculine and feminine are definitely headed for a conversation and a rebirth of their connection from one that has been unhealthy and codependent to a divine union. Let's take a look at the karmic energies. Masculine's energy towards the karmic. We have the 8 of Wands and the wine card at the bottom of the deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at each energy. The first card that we have here is Justice reversed. Guilt and blame, karmic avoidance, unfair, victimization, cancel culture, being shamed and balanced, retribution. Being shamed and blamed, retribution, imbalance. So there's some sort of communication that masculine is avoiding, but it's developing. You know, he's been avoiding dealing with this karmic, but it is developing. The flavor of whatever communication he needs to say is developing. So what's his energy towards the karmic? Well, he was following his heart. He was following the energy of his charm towards this love. And now there's this energy of sadness, right? So we're seeing there that he was avoiding. He was avoiding his truth. And in avoiding his truth, he moved towards the karmic. And now he knows he needs to release the connection, release the energy. Where do we get the Ace of Cups? At the bottom of the deck for masculine and feminine as their very first card. So as he's reflecting, he's also reflecting not only on his feminine, but that, you know what? I was avoiding my truth and I moved towards this karmic, towards what I thought was safe love. Next card we have is warning. Don't dismiss the red flags here. His energy towards the karmic is, oh boy, there's some red flags. I've got to communicate. I've got to communicate. How is this connection going to develop? There are red flags here. So what's his energy towards the karmic with the red flags? Radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. He's got to accept that this connection is never gonna work so that he can let go. And guess what, Page of Swords? He's restless to let go, but he's in this energy where he's still kind of in suspension. And we already saw this with the Page of Swords here. He's in this energy where he's staying in this connection for the wrong reasons. It's fear. It's cowardliness. That's a word. He's being dishonest with himself. He was afraid to commit to the Empress, but yet he went and somewhat committed to the karmic. There are red flags there, and he knows he's got to release this connection. And then we have the message. Bottom of the deck, he knows he needs to communicate something. What's the communication? The communication is available. I want to be single. I want to be free, to be happy. I want change. I want to shift. So he wants to communicate to the karmic that, you know what, I just want to be free. I want to be available. I want to be single. He wants to communicate this in a way that is comforting and not completely devastating. Because he's developed in this connection. You know, and I know a lot of feminines will be like, well, he didn't do that to me. He didn't do it to me. Well, yeah, because he wasn't developed. He was a coward. He was a child. He wasn't in his power. And remember, this karmic has taught him a lot. He's learned a lot. And so now he wants to communicate in a way that will be comforting and not just devastating. There's a lot of regret. He's remorseful. He's sorry. He's repentant. You know, this has really only been a friendship. King of Pentacles. Here it is again. That's at the bottom of the deck. He regrets the third-party situations. He regrets how he stepped out on his feminine, stepped out on the karmic. There's a lot of regret for cheating. Finally, next card is cold. Communication could potentially be cold, but remember, he's developed, so he wants to balance out the energy of being nurturing and comforting, but while also communicating the truth, because it's going to be painful. Because his wish is this diamond ring, is this union right here with this feminine. Remember, we got the diamond ring card for his energy towards the feminine, where his happiness and his joy is, right? Where his bliss is, where his 10 of Cups is. This joy ended, this union ended here. And he went to the karmic thinking that was joy. But now all he wants to do is be single from the karmic. And so now, right, at the bottom of the deck is, there's a coldness with this karmic. Because there's a lot of pain about his wishes for union with his divine feminine. Action. He knows he's got to communicate. He knows he has to take action. So what is that about? He's at the crossroads. Freaking A. He's at the crossroads. He's really working on insight. He's working on his awareness. He's working on his vision. He's working on his wisdom. He's seeing through the lies. He's seeing the red flags. He's seeing all the warning signs. He knows he needs to take action, but he's not doing it yet. Here's this union with the karmic. He needs to communicate, but what about the union? Right? This is the bottom of the deck. It's going to end. He wants to do it with as much compassion as possible, because guess what? He's matured. He's developed, just like this bottom of the deck card. So where is their connection headed? Bottom of the deck. It's running out of fuel. It's stalling. It's regressing. It's not progressing. It's restricting. So where is the karmic and masculine's connection headed? Moving on. They're accepting change. They're letting go. And they're moving on. Here's the dolphins. I'm going to move on. I've been trying to keep the peace and just collaborate for so long. I'm not going to do that anymore. And remember, we got that same card here for his energy towards the feminine, which is, I was misguided. I'm walking away from having fun with others. And sure enough, right here, I'm moving on from having fun here, trying to keep the peace here. So lots of confirmations. Lots of confirmations. We're going to switch over to the King of Shadows 1111 YouTube channel, and we're going to look at potential action that masculine may take towards the feminine and the karmic. Have a wonderful day, and if you want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.